What happened in Syria is not a civil war. This is a revolution. My name is Waad al-Kateab. I'm a Syrian filmmaker. In 2011, when the Syrian revolution started, I was a student at Aleppo University. As many other activists, we felt that one of the tools to film what we are watching and what we are seeing in our own eyes. So I rose my phone and started filming some of these protests. At the beginning, we didn't thought that the revolution will be all this long, and we didn't also realize how much violence will be. So we thought that it will be just like a period, we will be like peaceful demonstration and then we will be free and that's it, that's the end of the story. But unfortunately what happened later was they were just like crushed by a criminal. When Aleppo was divided to two places, area was out of the regime control. The violence was much more, and we started to see an aircrafts bombing and shelling whole areas. So that situation, I felt that this is not just about like filming some small things. It's more, should be more deeply, more giving the truth and reflect the reality of living under that circumstances. Because I was a girl and I was alone in that place without any family, the best place for me to stay was the hospital, where there's doctors and nurses. And the people around me were always looking at me about, we understand why you're filming these massacres and these injuries, but we can't understand like why you're filming us while we playing football or cracking jokes or some of the normal life. And we all really realized how important that was when we lost Ghaith and Mahmoud, two of our friends. They were killed by an aircraft attack. And at that time I felt like I'm not just like stuck in this until the revolution will finish. These moments will stuck with me for the whole of my life. So after 2 years of living there, I fell in love with Hamza, and then we get married. At the beginning, we thought that, okay, we will not bring a child for this situation. But then after like around 3 months, we were sitting discussing about this could be our whole life. We don't know when that will be finished. We don't know if we will stay alive or not. And we need to like just ignore everything around and like focus about we need our family to start here.
حمزة أنا حامل. سما
We named the girl Sama, which means a sky, because for all over the world we've seen the sky as the hope and the unlimited place. But for us in Syria especially, the sky was the place where the deaths come from with all these aircrafts. So we've just felt that we want to keep sky as something really great and not something bad. During that situation, you can't really like separate yourself. Are you a filmmaker or are you a mother or are you just like Waad as a person? So everything I was doing was mixed between all of this together. I was trying to find a way to tell the story where it could be acceptable for people all over the world. And that's when me and my fellow director, Edward, we were sitting together as in the 2/3 of the process of doing the film. And we felt that in one point, the whole story is all linked around Sama. And Sama not just as my daughter, but also as the whole children of Syria. We knew that this story isn't a happy story. It's sad, but it's also very powerful. And we were trying to find what the main like feeling of the whole things, which was of being strong and powerful and resilience. And Sama was a very important part of that.
في إسعاف لازم أنزل لتحت.
As we're speaking now, the situation in Syria is still very worst. And the story that we lived 3 years ago, it's still happening until now in a city called Idlib. Idlib is the last area out of the regime control. and there's more than 3 million people who living there, and they live the same circumstances as you seen in the film. The main things when we will see that Assad regime is out of controlling Syria, and hoping that I will see Assad really in a court. That day will be really the first step of being all back as a refugee. We will smuggle back as we did before, set up our own country as we tried to did in east part of Aleppo, healthcare sectors, the media sectors, and it will be all like in freedom and dignity for everyone in Syria. If I don't have hope, I will not sitting here today telling you this story. We need to create this hope and keep fighting for that day.